We will now hear from His Excellency Adama Dieng, Under-Secretary General of the United Nations and Special Advisor to the Secretary General on the Prevention of Genocide. Originally from Senegal, Mr. Dieng was former Registrar of the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. He served as Secretary General of the Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists. He was the driving force behind the establishment of the African Court on Human Rights and also drafted the African Convention to Fight Corruption. Mr. Dieng has been a leading voice for the inclusion of faith-based and interfaith organizations as partners in carrying out the work of the United Nations. His gentle and powerful presence and his deep wisdom are a blessing for our interfaith commemoration of the UN's 75th anniversary.
Distinguished colleagues, it gives me great pleasure to be with you today to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. My deepest gratitude goes to the United Religions Initiative and the United Nations Association of San Francisco. Dear friends, the United Nations is marking its 75th anniversary at a time of great challenge. COVID-19 has upended the lives of billions of people, causing untold human suffering and destabilizing our societies and economies. It has exposed the fragility not only of our health systems, but of all our structures, brought underlying inequalities into stark reality, accelerated existing trends, including in the digital sphere, and overshadow challenges such as conflict and climate change from the headlines, although they continue unabated. At the same time, the pandemic has underscored how interconnected we are and how crucial it is for us to work together across borders, sectors, and generations. Yet, the pandemic appears to be accelerating underlying rifts in geopolitics. Will we emerge from this crisis stronger and more united, or more deeply divided than ever? Ladies and gentlemen, we have come a long way over the past 75 years, with huge strides forward in improving the living conditions of the world population and saving millions of lives. However, our shortcomings have been many, and our failures often tragic, as demonstrated by some of the ongoing violent conflicts around the world. We have yet to live up to the principles of the Charter: peace, development, and human rights for all, and to our often repeated promise of never again. The Charter reflects the hopes, aspirations, the ideals of we the peoples. It also reflects world leaders' recognition that the costs of cooperation and compromise are far less than the costs of war. Cooperation and compromise remain today more essential than ever. The past months have shown that huge transformations are possible when political will is aligned with public support. Religious leaders and faith and interfaith-based organizations are important actors to provide this support, as highlighted by the Secretary General message on the occasion of Ramadan on 16 April 2020, and on the subsequent statement I released jointly with High Representative of the Alliance of Civilization, Miguel Angel Moratinos, and the Executive Director of UNFPA, Natalia Kanem, on behalf of the Interagency Task Force on Religion and Development. Brothers and sisters, the Secretary General has called on us to recover better from this crisis and to build sustainable, inclusive, and resilient societies and economies. This will require leadership by governments, as well as action by all stakeholders, including faith and interreligious organizations. Now is the time to put into practice the commitment to future generations that it is central to the Charter and to make progress on the future we want. That is the spirit in which the UN's 75th anniversary was conceived last year, not as a celebration, but as a moment of reflection, of humility, and of listening on the part of the United Nations. For this reason, the United Nations launched the world's largest conversation, our most ambitious exercise to date, to gather people's priorities for the future and to crowdsource solutions to the challenges we face. We are doing this through a 1-minute survey, www.un75.online, through dialogues within and between communities, and through formal polling and media analysis. The results will be presented to world leaders on 21st September 2020 at the official commemoration of the anniversary. I encourage all of you to take this survey and participate in these dialogues because your voice counts and needs to be included in wider efforts to a safer, fairer, and more sustainable world. I also encourage you to continue working with and support the United Nations. It is only through partnership that we can achieve the world we want and leave no one behind. Thank you.